to the Thrive In Perimenopause Summit. I'm your host, Sonal Singhal. And through this summit, we are bringing to you mind-body medicines and techniques for harmonizing your hormones naturally and activating the healer within. Perimenopause is your second puberty. Your hormones may be in chaos, but you can saunter right on through with proper nutrition, stress management, and movement on your side. These are the insightful views of our speaker, Gina, who is a certified health coach, licensed professional counselor, and worksite wellness specialist. Gina works with professional women who are struggling with work-life balance. She helps her client understand that wellness is more about adopting a healthy routine which serves you and fits in to your current life circumstances. So welcome, Gina, and I'm delighted to have you here. And before we are going to get into the topic of your talk, I would love to hear about your personal stories. By that, I mean to learn what inspired you to work with and serve perimenopausal women.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and be a part of this summit for hormone health. Women are my passion. Working with women and working with hormone health is something that I talk about a lot because this transition going into from, the teenage years, that puberty, and then into our adult life. And then this, like you said, it's the second puberty. So I have been a licensed therapist for many years and had my own personal health crisis when my body was out of balance. I was working full time. I had children in elementary school and my body just was kind of shutting down. I had been a plant-based eater for many years, working out for many years and thinking that I was doing all the right things. But what we don't recognize is that as we age, our body needs different things, right? It changes. And so what worked in our 20s and even into our 30s didn't work for me anymore. And I was pushing hard in all the wrong ways, thinking that I was going to, relieve stress by really hard workouts. And yet I was gaining weight. I was falling asleep all the time. I was just generally fatigued, really tired. And it got to the point where my hair was falling out and I actually fell asleep driving on the highway with my kids in the car. Luckily, no one was hurt, but it was a point that really shook me up and made me realize, oh my gosh, something has to change. And that's when I started my own journey of looking into what's wrong with me, and how can I connect the mind with the body, basically.
And when did this happen? Like how many years before?
It's been about 5-6 years or so. Yeah.
Okay. So now coming to the term estrogen dominance, which is the topic of your talk today. So how important it is with respect to women? And I just wonder, it is important during perimenopause phase only, or it happens in other periods of transition too?
Absolutely. It happens in other transitions, just like we were talking about with puberty, right? Because our hormones are in flux. And so it's easy for those teenage years, women in their teenagers to have that imbalance. But then also as we transition from, our reproductive years into perimenopause, into menopause, and those changes begin again, then we have that issue once again. The estrogen naturally goes up in the body as we get close to ovulation, and it's doing its thing. It's supposed to go up so that it can prepare for the fertilization of an egg. However, sometimes it doesn't, that increase doesn't get eliminated.
And then what happens as a consequence of that?
So there's a few ways that happens. The body works in synergy, I like to say. So it's not just about, it's just your hormones that need to be fixed here. The entire body works together to make things happen, to keep things in balance. And so I always look first to the liver because the liver is the second largest organ that is detoxifying in the body. The first largest is your skin. So the liver is going to metabolize everything that comes in. So just as I said, the estrogen increases, and then we're looking to the liver. It goes to the liver in order to get metabolized and get eliminated. And that elimination process happens in the gut. Well, you've got two systems there going on. The liver first, is the liver healthy? Is it sluggish? Is it slow? Is it backed up? And then the digestion, is that sluggish, slow, or backed up? So two areas that we could potentially see some problems when we talk about eliminating the excess of the hormone.
And how do you diagnose all of that?
Well, we have symptoms, right? With fatigue and mood swings, all the things that you start thinking of when you think of perimenopause, the perimenopausal symptoms of that fatigue, mood swing, anxiety, increased anxiety. When things are backed up and sluggish, and I mean that in all sense of liver, digestion, you know, whatever we're talking about here, if things are not in balance and flowing like they normally should, then we're going to see the repercussions of that in these outward kinds of symptoms. You may have breast tenderness, you know, fibroids. Think about all the things that we generally associate with perimenopausal symptoms.
So Gina, you know, when our bodies, we generally say that our bodies have the ability to self-heal. And also, I mean, I wonder, like, how come this imbalance of hormone is occurring? And what causes them? And is there anything in our lifestyle, you know, which is causing estrogen to dominate? I mean,
such a good
estrogen
question.
is dominating, other hormones are also getting imbalanced, but our focus is estrogen here.
Yes, such a great question. You are so right. And it happens because of several issues. Like I said, we have abused the body, baby, in our food and drinking with the liver. So eliminating the alcohol, eliminating the sugar, and treating the liver with kindness, you know, especially when we think about the foods, astringent foods like arugula or radishes, things that are cilantro, herbs and food are going to heal the body. Just like you said, the body knows what to do. Allow the body some time to rest in the digestion process. I'm a big believer in intermittent fasting, if you can do that, and allowing the digestive system to rest. Watching your stress level, oh my goodness, as we get into this perimenopause years, for so many of us, we've got busy children, we've got busy lives, we've got aging parents, and the stress level just compounds and compounds and compounds. And then what happens is it goes straight to the middle into the belly area, especially for women. And we're trying to lose weight. We're doing everything that we know how to do, and it's not working. It's not working because our bodies in our 20s and 30s are different. Our needs are different once we hit the late 30s, 40s, and 50s. And so stress is going to cause you to be even more estrogen dominant because that belly fat becomes metabolically active. Our bodies are looking for estrogen because, again, in this phase of life, we're losing it. So yes, watching that stress level. The other piece of this is watching the xenoestrogens that are out in our environment that we allow into the body, because they're going to act as estrogen, increasing that level that we don't want. So think of plastics that you're using. Think of your laundry detergent, your fabric softeners, your perfumes, your lotions, your hair products. Oh my goodness. It's said that women put 500 different chemicals onto their skin and body. And I just said that the skin's the largest detox organ. It absorbs everything that we put in it.
So Gina, I mean, I believe you focus more on nutrition. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Or do you, because you mentioned about the stress also. So what techniques, I wonder, you use with your clients to help them?
Yes, I think eating a good diet of 7 to 13 fruits and vegetables, you know, every single day is going to help with that process of balancing the body, because that phytonutrients is what your body needs. That plant nutrients is what your body needs to rebuild the cells. We are beauty from the inside out, right, ladies? And so the better that you feed yourself on the inside, it's going to reflect on the outside. The second piece of that stress level is for me, meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it, you really have to quiet the monkey mind and be able to maybe even 5 minutes of the first part of your day, taking deep diaphragmatic breaths from the diaphragm so that you're really tapping into the parasympathetic rest and digest system of the body to really help you to decompress. Remember that anxiety level goes up during perimenopause, and so we're doing everything we can to bring ourselves down.
So, would you like to give some specific exercises which clients can, or not only clients, our audiences can follow to keep their stress in control?
Yeah, absolutely. Those 3 deep breaths, I think 3 deep breaths will actually change your biology. And I mean big belly breaths. So if you put your hands on your belly, take a deep breath in through the nose, you should feel the belly expanding, and then blow it out with the mouth open until you feel that coming back in, using that diaphragm muscle. A lot of times we breathe from up here, the chest breathing, and that's not getting enough oxygen to the brain, to the cells. And so we really need, I suggest 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose, so that you're getting the exhalation, inhalation, and using the diaphragm to really help you there.
So it's like, you're strengthening muscles of your diaphragm also in a way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We need all the help we can get, ladies, because let's face it, everything goes down. Everything stacks down as we get older. So we need to push everything back up.
Oh, yeah, that's good, actually. That's nice. So Gina, you said, you will agree that our gut health is a key to our overall health. And could you please shed more light as a subject matter expert on how estrogen dominance is related to our gut health?
Yes, I said that we needed to eliminate the excess estrogen, and that happens naturally when things are moving right in the body. The liver is doing its thing, metabolizing, and it pushes the excess estrogen to the gut, and we are supposed to eliminate that, poop it out, right? But most of the time, what I see is women are constipated and they don't even know it. And possibly this has been your digestion all your life. I know it was for me. I thought going once a week was perfectly fine. Once a week, please. I became addicted to laxatives when I was in college because I couldn't go at all. My stress level was so high. So what I figured out over the years is that really we need to be going at least once a day, not once a week, once a day. And several times a day is okay too, totally normal, but we need to recognize that the gut is very important when it comes to estrogen dominance. We need to be eliminating. What happens though is that when it's about the time of our period, you may notice that it's more difficult to go to the bathroom. So increasing the water, increasing the fiber, we should be getting 30 grams of fiber every single day, ladies. That means fruits and vegetables, going back to that 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables. So really trying to get in the fiber to help you and the water to help you with that elimination process. The other thing here is the stress level that's going to be associated with the gut, because let's face it, when you're in a high stress situation, you're not going to be thinking about going to the bathroom. It's like a switch gets turned off inside the body and says, nope, it's not time. Think about if your house is burning down. Internally, your physiology thinks your house is burning down when you're under stress. You're not going to have to stop and think, oh gosh, let me find a bathroom now. We need to keep that stress level down so that, again, the process of elimination can happen. So all this is synergy, all this, works together to make balance. So important. And lots of times we're just not paying attention. We don't pay attention to this. We're taking care of everybody else. Our mental load is so high and we don't come back to ourselves. So yeah, this second puberty is a time to come back to yourself.
Okay, so you are saying that stress level matters a lot. So I wonder, what's your take on thoughts, feeling, and emotions, or say your mental health? I mean, you are saying that there is a role they are playing in hormonal imbalances. But apart from breathing techniques, what else we can do?
For stress level,
Yes.
yes, your mental health plays a huge role because what we think is going to affect how we behave, right? So maybe that means if you are in a high stress situation, that you're seeking out somebody to talk to, that you're going to a counselor if it takes that. The other piece of stress relief is exercise for me. So I like to pair everything together. When you talk stress, we're talking about meditation, we're talking about gratitude, we're talking about seeking out some mental health if you need a counselor, but we're also talking about movement in the body because we know for a lot of us, stress gets held within the body. Trauma gets held within the body. If you have a lot going on in your life, movement is a way to release that. So we're thinking about how do I release my stress? And it's not about going out and doing these long 2-hour workouts or really difficult workouts. No, when we hit the perimenopause, menopause time of life, it's a time again to come down. So I'm talking about yoga. I'm talking about taking long walks. Whatever that may look like for you, maybe going on a bike ride. We're not trying to bring our cortisol back up, stress the body. We're trying to bring it back down, but we're incorporating movement as stress relief here.
Gina, would you like to share some of your client cases with us, your client success stories?
Sure. Well, my own story of my hair falling out. Yeah, I've worked with a lot of women who are in that professional setting. They have those high careers and they're experiencing heavy periods. They're experiencing a lot of anxiety, just really tough times outside of themselves that are reflected inside of themselves, if that makes sense, with the stress level high, with, breast tenderness when it comes to hormonal health, and then bringing them back to themselves, really, which we talk about putting daily deposits into their life accounts. So I'm speaking in general here and not speaking about one person in particular, but this is the way I talk to my clients is how are you putting daily deposits into your life accounts? So if we think of your life account, it's kind of like a bank, right? Are you bankrupt? So how are you putting daily deposits in? And those life accounts are mental, just like we've been talking about, physical health, emotional or social health, spiritual health, and your career health. So those are the 5 life accounts that I'm talking about. And then putting in daily deposits means that I'm making an intentional effort to bring myself back down. So in that mental health area, I'm working on meditation or gratitude. In the physical area, I'm doing yoga. In that social area, I'm spending quality time with the VIPs in my life. Maybe that's my partner. Maybe that's volunteering out in the community. In my career, that may mean I'm putting boundaries up. I work with a lot of high-powered women who everyone has access to them. They're constantly on their phone. They're constantly getting dinged and pinged. And so we work on boundaries. So this is what I'm talking about by putting those daily deposits in. It's a holistic approach, in other words, to wellness.
So what was the solution you found for your hair fall?
It was all of that, coming back into balance with myself. I had huge quarter-size holes in my head, basically, with no hair. And, I went to the doctor, and the doctor, I don't have anything against physicians. Their job is to alleviate symptoms. So he gave me a steroid cream. 15 minutes in his office, here's a steroid cream, put it on your hair. He never asked me, how's your life? Are you stressed? No.
Nobody asked that, yeah. They got licensed to practice. We all have our own experiences with that. So, Gina, what would be your word of advice to our women audience, who are listening to us to help them cope with their daily stressful routine?
Yeah, I would say to write it out, ladies. Make yourself really intentional about what you need to do to make those daily deposits into your life accounts and do it. Get motivated, find an accountability partner, whatever it is that you need to do, join a group, do something that's going to help you stay motivated to continue the process. Because some people, let's face it, they don't like to eat out. It's hard to be healthy all the time. We don't do it all. I don't do it all the time either. I'm not 100%. I go by the 80-20 rule. So I'm good 80% of the time, but I just got back from vacation. So, I'm doing a detox, right? So, we just do our best.
Mm-hmm. Gina, actually, I'm a vegetarian. When you are talking about phytonutrients, I eat, in a way you can say I eat healthy food, but still, I feel, I suffer from perimenopausal issues. I have my own ways to handle them. I am managing well, but still, somehow, I feel it's more related to our mental health than our what we are eating. Definitely, if you're mentally feeling good, then you're more mindful of what you eat.
Yes, absolutely. And it's perception, right? There's nothing wrong with us. People think, oh my gosh, I'm dying. I feel awful. I need to, this, that, or the other medication. It's a natural process. It's going to happen. It's a natural process.
Yeah.
So I think perception and mental health are huge around this issue.
So Gina, before I jump on to the next question, I would like to remind the amazing women out there watching us or listening to us to check out the link below this video for the valuable bonus given by you as a part of a VIP package of Thrive In Perimenopause Summit. And Gina, could you please tell us what is there? What is there in this bonus you are giving to us?
It's a chance to look to see, is this really happening to me? There could be a lot of things going on, in your life. And it's just a chance to tick the boxes and say, yes, I do have these symptoms. And then here's some things I can do right away to help me to feel better, because really that's what we want. We just want to get back to the way that we used to feel. Right? Hopefully you used to feel good. Sometimes we start from a sick place, but that's a whole nother conversation. But if we're starting from a well place, a place of health, and then moving into perimenopause, you see this very stark difference. And so the quiz gives you a chance to take a look at that, take a look at some of the symptoms, be able to tick it off, and then have some ready solutions there.
I believe you are offering to them a masterclass.
Oh, the masterclass too. Yes, I forgot about the masterclass.
That's the part of VIP package, yeah.
Yes. The masterclass is amazing because you also get all of the handouts. So we talk about the oils, essential oils. I don't know if you're into that, but again, something else that's fantastic to be able to say, I'm having a hot flash right now. What essential oils can I use? Let me blend them together, be able to squirt that all over, and know that you're going to be cooled off. Because let's face it, ladies, it's hard to have these flashes, hot flashes, flushes, whatever you like to call them. So essential oils is there, food is there. We talk about libido, what to do with the toxins in your world, how to get rid of some of that. So the handouts in there are fantastic. There's also a lab handout in there. So take that to your physician to say, I'm experiencing all of these symptoms. It's hard for us as women. We talked a little bit about, going to the doctor and not feeling heard. Well, you can take this lab sheet to say, here are the labs I need. Because I'll tell you, when you go to your primary care physician, they're not necessarily going to hook you up with the labs that you need. Now, there are some labs that you can do, home labs, but if you wanted to go to your doctor and feel confident in the way that you are, speaking about your hormones and feel confident to say, this is what I need, they're going to be much more apt to give that to you, I hope.
Mm-hmm. I think this is amazing. And I think very, very much valuable for women who doesn't know much about, what they should be asking from their doctor. So Even I would like to have that. So thank you. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's much better to understand, what test do we need to understand what is going on within us. So, and
Yes.
also essential oils blend idea. It's very nice. I have a lot of essential oils with me.
Yes, I do too. I keep them in my purse. I keep them, right here when I'm doing Zoom calls. I can
Okay, so you are using roll-ons. Roll-ons.
Yeah, I have roll-ons, I have sprays, I have them all over, and I like to use them as perfume because we know that perfume is also toxic to our bodies. And so get rid of the perfume and start using the essential oils, something that's actually going to help you instead of hurt you.
Yeah, that's very nice. So thank you, Gina, for being so generous with us. And I am very positive for all those people, who are going to make use of your masterclass and other amazing bonuses that are included in our VIP package. And I really had a lovely time talking to you today. And I learned about excess estrogen and its impact on women's well-being and importance of gut health in keeping our estrogen in control. So thank you for coming, and let's stay in touch.
Thank you so much. This was fun.